I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the Filthy Capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. A child shall lead them.
To buy our merch. All right, guys, we are doing our DJ stream here. Nick is our DJ. Check it out.
Yes,
Check him
sir.
out.
Yes, sir. He looks like the Terminator.
Next up on our list is Uriah Heep.
Yes.
Easy Livin. Actually, this is a live video, babe, so you'll be happy to know.
And he is Uriah Heep, 4th member of the early metal influencers, along with Zepp, Sabbath, and Deep Purple. Wow. Okay, so these are guys, seminal bands that created basically our channel because it's metal. What's the name of the song?
Uriah Heep. Easy living.
Easy living, y'all, from the big homie Uriah Heep. Metal history. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna get that timestamp.
There we go. Oh yeah. Definitely see this as early metal. Look at that. Whoa. Ah! Is that it? Is that it?
When we started out with Uriah Heep, all we had really was a ton of enthusiasm, a great deal of determination. None of us really knew much about what lay ahead of us, and we didn't really think too much about it, except that we knew we wanted to make a noise, and we wanted it to be a noise that lots of people would like, and we wanted to sell lots of records, but we didn't really know how to go about it. All we knew what to do in those days was how to make loud rock and roll music.
You certainly call that play, my guy. Mm-hmm. I was trying to figure out, you know, that bass line that dun, 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 it sounded a little bit like a Metallica riff, but I can't put my finger on it.
Ooh.
It was like dun 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 dun.
Comment section.
It was on the first. It was on the. I feel like it was on the Kill 'Em All record. But that dun 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 dun. Oh man, Keith Kent, that guy's dead. This is a thing I've never known before. It's called. But could you see, like, okay, yeah, this is the Prototypes of Metal.
Yeah.
Motor Breath. Yes. Holy smokes. How did you know?
I love it when the comment section
you're right.
comes in.
You called for the that riff sounded a little bit like the Four Horsemen. I think it's a Four Horsemen. Let me see. Four Horsemen, Metallica.
Here's another one. Nick is saying Four Horsemen.
Yeah, Four Horsemen. Another
person, Stacy's Metal Family. Hey, what's up?
Hey, Stacy. Hold on, I'm gonna play that right now. All right.
Oh.
So okay, so listen to the bass line in this track, okay, which is the okay. All right, watch. Where'd the video go? We're gonna do some detective work. Stand by.
All right, listen.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, and then so here is Four Horsemen from Metallica. How the hell did I lose that website? Okay, here we go. Safari. Here's Four Horsemen.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I can hear that. Yeah, no. You can hear the influences. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Most of the members of the band now are RIP. Holy shit. Yeah, so it's really, really interesting. I mean, obviously Metallica, I like.
Oh yeah, Metallica's okay. Yeah.
But like, you could see that, like,
well, the influence.
It's in the nascent stages, man.
Yeah.
I actually love this stuff. Every time we listen to Sabbath, like old Sabbath, or this, like, it's like, okay, these are the ancestors. Like, this is where all this shit came from. Because I didn't know anything about metal until we started the channel. I really, truly didn't.
Right.
Like, I had 2 or 3 bands that I listened to a lot. Everybody else sucked. Everybody else was trash. And, like, being in a channel, looking at, like, spanning the history of this shit and seeing, like, oh, that's where they got that. And obviously Metallica improved it exponentially, like, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to build on it.
Yeah.
Like, obviously. But it's like, oh, these guys originated this shit. Like, okay. It's cool. It's cool to see where you kind of are.
And I think the other thing, too, that's interesting is when it's, like, obviously they, like you said, sounded different. These people, Easy Livin' people, Uriah Heep, and the bands that followed them. But you can tell, like, it. You know, sometimes something is, like, exactly the same. And you're like, they literally just stole that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Like, you could see how this could influence you, and even unintentionally, you know, like, some stuff just gets in your subconscious, and then maybe years later when you're older and you start to write a song, like, it comes out at that point. So I liked it. I mean, I liked that aspect of it, that you could see it historically.
Mustaine wrote Four Horsemen. Yeah, but he was in Metallica, right, for a while before he got bumped. So, yeah.
Oh, Uriah Heep, is that true? Middle Earth is a fictional character created by Charles Dickens in 1850 novel David Copperfield.
Yeah, apparently Metallica have done a couple Uriah Heep songs, like, for covers and stuff like that. So, yeah, there is an actual connection between the band Uriah Heep and Metallica, which I did not know. In episode 60, Metallicast, the Metallica podcast, they do an entire episode on Uriah Heep. That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. So it
cool.
appears.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this is the official Metallica podcast. Right. Oh! Anyway, obviously there is some connection between Metallica and Uriah Heep, which makes a lot of sense.
So, do you know anything about it being a Charles Dickinson story?
Not at all.
So it sounds like this character leaves, and it sounds like they're going on a lonely road, and they're trying to do like easy living, but then it looks like maybe there was somebody they were upset with. This is the thing I've never known before. It's called Easy Living. This is a place I've never seen before, and I've been forgiven. Mm-hmm. Easy Living and I've been forgiven since you've taken your place in my heart.
What's so confusing about that?
Well,
like, what are you getting at?
I don't know. I don't really understand. Like, is this person just talking about like not letting things bother them, and so they've been forgiven and they forgive the other people, or is this literally talking about somebody that basically, says, you know what, and just like takes off and just tries to do some easy like the prodigal son sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it looks to me like he's saying, waiting, watching, wishing my whole life away, dreaming, thinking, ready for my happy day and some easy living. So it just looks to me like he wants some sort of ideal. He's looking forward to some sort of ideal to make him happy, and which is kind of like I'm not sure if DJ Nick did this on purpose, but it kind of looks like
there is a theme.
Yeah, there's a theme of like trying to be happy and the simplicity of life and the complexities of life and the back and forth, because he's saying, somewhere along the lonely road I had tried to find you. Day after day on the windy road I had walked behind you. Easy living and I've been forgiven since you've taken your place in my heart. So like this person functions as some sort of redemption for him. Or maybe it's he knows that he's been forgiven, because how could God bless me with somebody so beautiful if I wasn't forgiven? Like, how could God still be? How could you say God's still mad at me? I've got a place in your heart. A person like you loves me, so God must forgive me for all my sins, because He wouldn't bless me the other way otherwise. So that's one way to look at it.
Easy living, I've been forgiven.
Since you've taken your place in my heart.
Yeah, I keep flipping it. I keep thinking that they forgave someone and allowed that person back into their heart, but that's not what he's saying.
So you're saying since as a time marker. That's possible. I'm saying since as a causal factor. Since you did this, this happened. But since could also be a time marker. Ever since you did this.
Yeah, but if you said, since you've taken your place in my heart, I've been forgiven. Why? That doesn't even make sense.
Well, maybe at that point in the timeline, she forgave him for something he did. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he did something to her on the windy road. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And the windy road could just be life.
I don't know how many people. I do think there are people that want easy living. Like your ex was like an easy living guy.
Yes.
I'm not sure I'm that type of person. Like I feel like I always need to have a challenge. Like right now we're in the middle of this thing, and
yes.
Like I feel like there's always got to be some sort of challenge or something. Like I get bored. Like let's say this thing that we're doing takes off and its numbers are looking pretty decent. Like I'm gonna find something else to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, definitely. I realized that about you years ago.
And
yeah.
So to me, easy living is like like I'm afraid of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that's like the warrior, like the conqueror in you. Like it's just too boring. Like you have to have something. Like was it Alexander the Great that like cried because there was no place else to go?
Legend says.
Right, yeah. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you have that in you where it's like you have to have, you have to just keep climbing. Like that's in you. There's got to be something more. There's got to be something higher.
That them keep calling. Fuck maintaining. Boy, I gotta keep bowling.
The minute you switch that machine at the gym, I said he's gonna have to overcome that one. I figured you weren't coming back to the elliptical. I was right.
To the elliptical?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I was on that thing. I was like, man, this shit sucks, bro.
Because I remember how much more challenging that other thing is.
My shin splints were killing me. Mm-hmm. And I got to the end of the mile. I was like, I'll never do this again. I'm going right back on the elliptical.
Lies.
But then I went back a couple hours later for my 2-a-day. Because I couldn't sleep. So I was like, I might as well. And I was like, I had my sleep meds and everything all in me and shit. And I was like, all right, if I don't pass out in like a half an hour, I'm just going to go to the gym. And then, I had to do it. Like I had to go and I put it on an entire point, which is 10 clicks up. And boy, that sucked. That run really, really sucked. But yeah, like, but I feel like that's a character flaw to a degree.
It can be.
I think like if you want too much easy living, obviously, that's the irony. Is like people who want too much easy living never get it because you got to kind of work hard.
Yeah, they're too lazy to grind enough to be able to get there.
Yeah, you got to work hard to maintain a kind of stasis. You know what I'm saying? But
I think those are the people that try to marry rich.
Well, women, yeah. I don't think a lot of lazy dudes like are in the market for a rich woman. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it works. It's not like a rich woman's like, yeah, I can't wait to find me a lazy.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm saying? A lazy bum.
No. Nope.
Easy living. That's Tasco. He wants easy living, but he doesn't want to grind for it. Yeah, but Tasco, you're a pretty good looking dude. He's a pretty good looking dude though, so he's gonna make it okay. But
I've never seen Tasco.
For the rest of us, like it's gonna be hard. You know what I'm saying? Dreaming, thinking, ready for my happy day. Yeah, that's what he's looking for. Mm-hmm. He's looking for his happy day. Never you fear, Mark. Maybe it's on the way very soon.
You know what's one thing that I think is important is that I think sometimes we look to the future to hold our happy day or happy times because we think we need X, Y, or Z thing and then that's going to make us happy. But it's, you know how people will say like the phrases I think that sometimes get overused are actually important ones. Like it's not in the destination, but rather in the journey. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that that's true in situations like this. Like, you know, when I look at the struggle, the grind, we've had fun times with like our current business plan, like what it's been for the last couple of years, and like when I was like almost in tears at the beginning of the channel. No, I think I did cry multiple times because we kept running into audio issues or different issues, and then it would have to keep restarting, and then it would be like 4:00 in the morning, and we were recording our videos, and I knew, you know, that these videos were going to go 30 to 45 minutes, and I was like crying. But I look back at those times and I'm like, well, that's kind of cute though.
Yeah.
And you'd put your hand on my head and you'd hug me and you'd be like, we gotta go now.
Yeah. Yeah, that it wasn't Gojira, I forgot the name of the band. Meshuggah.
I said it in the video.
It was Meshuggah Bleed. If you want to see what she's talking about, it was Meshuggah Bleed. And I told everybody, I was like, it's 4:00 in the morning. And that was the first video we did with the new camera. That was the first one we did. And people were like, holy shit, Vin and Sori.
Yeah, it was a big improvement.
Okay, they're really serious here. Mm-hmm. They're not playing around. Mm-hmm. They're not playing around. But yeah, that's the paradox of life, is that you gotta grind, you gotta work hard. Like, when we finally hit our 40s, man, we're going to be coasted. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody in our peer group is still going to be, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of freaking work. You know,
I know.
Multiple jobs, multiple businesses.
Like, frustrations, disagreements.
We sacrificed pretty much, you know, 5 years worth. You know what I'm saying? And it's ridiculous to say, but, I mean, it is what it is. There you go. So I think easy living is like his ideal state of being, which is really interesting because the song, if you juxtapose it with the instrumentation, it was like dun, 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 and the drumming was crazy, but the song is about easy living. You know what I'm saying? Like that contradiction is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Okay, what'd you get the song?
Okay, so the song itself, like, I'm not really a fan, but I can understand it I'm gonna grade it, I guess, more on its influence than on because if I was gonna grade it for myself, it would be like a 3 or a 4. It's not something I'm really a fan of, but I can see its influence on the future, and so because of that, I'll go with an 8.9.
That's interesting. Pretty much similar logic to me. I had to give it 3 points for its historical significance, especially as it relates to Dave Mustaine's later Four Horsemen / Mechanics riffage, which those were both big songs for those various bands. And in my mind, it came from listening to this band. Mm-hmm. Nobody could convince me that, at least at the subliminal level, that's not where it came from. Mm-hmm. So, but to your point, I appreciate how Dave evolved it into something that we know now is unmistakably metal. Mm-hmm. So for that, it's going to get a 9 for me. 8.9 for you.
That's right.
Stay tuned, ladies and gents. The mighty, mighty, mighty Iron Maiden is on the way.
Yep, the one that many of you have been waiting for.
Having said that, by the way, last thing I got to say to Motor City Bassist, that was 1972. 1972. That's almost in the 60s.
That's crazy.
And a little bit of remastering and things like that, you can get this to sound pretty modern. Okay. All right. Now, Cheryl's in the house. Hello, Folkin.
Hey.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.